Ricardo Reyes.
I just want you to know that working in Santander gives you an opportunity for great promotions and personal development. And I know you'd be interested to hear my thoughts on interest rate policy and central banks, but the truth is the governor is just arriving. So before he does, Hector, we're just going to do a quick switcheroo, if you might. I wanted to make sure that people knew a little bit about what's coming in the rest of the day. And one of the things that we are going to try to, in fact, I'm going to step away from this lectern in case when the governor arrives, he thinks, hang on, who's gone for my job here? I just wanted to explain what we're going to try and do. After the governor speaks, we'll go and have a coffee break. We've got a real section then before lunch on global growth, particularly with a view to Latin America. And one of the things that we've tried to do in recent years at the conference is just try and sum up some of the discussions we've had so far. So as you see, when I do these interviews, I'll sit and I'll scribble notes along the way. So far, my notes actually have really said two things. I suppose the big worry in holding this conference on October the 31st was that we would not have anything to say. We would sit there thinking the election result in the United States is just 5 days away, and as a result of that, everyone will say, well, it depends. It depends on the result. And actually, the two notes that I've made are really to say, actually, we really do know two fundamental things about growth in a disrupted world, and I think we know it from this conversation this morning. The first is the point that Anna made around fragmentation, this idea of geopolitical competitiveness, protectionism, industrial policy, what General Petraeus described as globalization. That feels like it comes come what may. And well, that's a relief. And the second thing to say is what President Metsola said about fragmentation within economies, within countries, the politics of rejection that come as a result of that fragmentation. I think we know that's coming in 2025, regardless of who wins on Tuesday. And the second point, I think, which is probably a much deeper one, which is a fundamental competition between the idea of innovation and security. And, you know, I know we all laughed at Jamil Andolini's great phrase that Brussels is the Silicon Valley of regulation, but actually that cuts to the fundamental question, which is how are we going to strike the balance between innovation and personal and national security? And it feels as though that too is a tension that is being fought out, certainly within the European Union, but also more widely in the US. Those are the notes that I was going to share with you after the Governor of the Bank of Spain spoke. Happily, the Governor of the Bank of Spain is now here, and I'll hand over to you. Thank you very much indeed.